One, two, three. Uh, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفع ما علمتنا واجعل ما تعلمنا حجتنا لا علينا. Good afternoon, dear engineer, Mr. Mahamat Hassan. Today we're gonna have interview about the working experience related to our topic for the environmental and everything. So first thing we're gonna ask. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. First of all, I want to ask you,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Mr. Engineer, can you tell me? Can you go talk about your background about engineer?
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, brother Muhammad Idris, I hope that you're doing good. As a background, first of all, I love engineering. I love engineering since I was a kid. And then what they call it, traditional undergraduate engineering education focus on single discipline. For example, let's say a chemical engineer, a civil engineer, a computer engineer, an electrical engineer, or electronics engineer. And then there is also mechanical engineer. So this disciplinary focus is primarily responsible for the familiar departmental structure at the engineering institution. But for my background, since I was a kid, I love engineering, and then I was doing engineering stuff. Then I carried out until my universities, until my career as an engineer.
Okay, this one very clear to me. For the next step, for another question. So, why you become choosing be a engineer?
I become an engineer as a, I can say that it's about job satisfaction. It's very important to find a career that you enjoy. So in engineering, there is variety of career opportunities, potential to benefit the society, the challenging of working, and then the intellectual development. So there is inside engineering there is such as creative thinking, and then technological scientific discovery, and then there is also something that they call it financial security. That's why those are some of the positive side of the engineering that led me to go to be an engineer.
Okay, sounds look good. Okay, good. Dear engineer, how about how do you overcome about mentally and physically challenging as an engineer during the currently COVID-19?
Very good question. Very good question. Currently, the pandemic is hitting the world, so it's quite difficult for what you engineer to do all the job that, especially in the factories, when you get used to the work with the operators. So you get the help of all of operators, like 4 or 5, that following you, and then you just give them instruction. They will do the job. But as for now, while the COVID-19 is hitting, so we shorten our workers, so it becomes a bit difficult. So we have to put our hands in what they call order to do the work. So it's become a little bit challenging. So to come to your question, it's a bit challenging, but we what they call it deal with it until now.
Okay. So, according to the fresh graduate student, so how they try to conductive in the environment, such as they come as an engineer.
You mean that I need to give some advice to the fresh graduate?
Yes, related something like that.
So for the fresh graduates, I can think of some points that I got when I came to work around 2017. Some of the managers, some of my colleagues give me very good advices, such as designate a specific study space, eliminate distractions, have appropriate equipment and study material ready, get that comfortable but not too much comfortable. There are 3 key elements to consider here. So personalize your study space, and then do your work as you are asking for.
Okay. So, based on the challenges now, what the difficult challenges you already work at it during your company during the COVID?
I can say that the company here I'm working is Wilma,
Mm.
known as Wilma in Singapore, but here in Malaysia it's known as PGEO. So it's a company. The main problem here that we're facing is a multinational company where you find everybody here. But the problem is the barrier that going between the workers, especially between the engineers, is just a language. So the common language that we use here is English, but the barrier is, let's say that you found somebody coming from Mexico, if he doesn't speak English, so it's going to be a bit hard for you to explain to him things in English. Sometimes, because you see, sometimes the English is limited. As we just learn English and then we study in English,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that we, what they call it, have to know everything in English. So this is one of the barrier. The second barrier is the culture. So, the food, I can say that the food that we used to get to eat at home is
Yeah.
quite different from here. So, those are the major points that I can relate to.
So, related about maybe I'll ask you about question number 6. Did any change occur to the office environment due to the pandemic? If yes, how did you change affect you?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Did any change occur to your office environment as your position during the pandemic? If yes or not? Of you, how did you change it after all?
You mean any challenges that I faced during the pandemic in my
Yeah,
office?
yeah, in the office environment.
Yeah, as you know that the Malaysian government has given instructions to reduce the workers
Mm.
in the office even up to 40%. So some of the challenges that we face here is the time of working. The working time, sometimes we have to extend our time, extend it up to waiting for another engineer to come and then take the work over. So this is the main challenges that we face during the COVID-19.
Okay. So I want to ask question number 7.
Okay.
Have you dealt with any problematic colleague? If you you have any of this one, or how did you approach to them to fix this one kind of issue relate to the our society during this pandemic? Because
Oh, you mean a problem between colleagues,
yeah,
like working colleagues,
yeah,
with my teammates?
yeah.
Not so far. Thank God that not so far I didn't face any problem.
Mm.
Just sometimes we have misunderstanding, but we what they call it regulate our problems as adults. So we just come after we get any argument, we just come later on, like leave it for 30 minutes, 1 hour. Then you come out and then explain to the guy or explain to your co-workers your ideas. So far, thank God, I didn't face any challenges among us. Just some misunderstandings.
Okay, just question number 8. How do you
Okay.
solve the major issue or the obstacle when you carry on the big project environment?
So for the big project environment, you mean the characteristic of positive working or what? I didn't
Uh,
get the question.
no, I mean like the major issue, so related to
Okay.
our daily life, like such as about the pollution, chemical, something related to your company, because your company is like they working as a substance material. So
Yes.
how do you to carry out this kind of project for the environment?
For the environment, this kind of project, it's carried out from the top management. First of all, they need to what they call it, study the project, and then they give execution. So we need to study the project from A to Z before doing the project. So the top management gonna make office, a special office for this project for what us before the execution of the project. So we do a proper study. Like I remember in my engineering classes, I took a class of engineering management and economics.
Yeah.
So we divide it into two parts. So the one is the management, and the other part is the what you call it economic part. So we study very rigorously our project and then execute it. Hope to answer your question.
It's all very, very clear. So, question number 9. In your opinion, what you are the sum of the characteristics of the positive conductive working?
Characteristic of positive conduct working. I can think of 5 to 6 points. I
Okay.
can say that we need to be open and then honest in our communication.
Okay.
Positive thinking. I can say good work-life balance. I can say productive atmosphere. I can say compassionate team members.
Yeah.
I can say growth opportunities, and then good life balance. Good life balance has more duty.
Okay. This one is very interesting. Question number 10. It's like, is it this question related to the company? Is it, how far your company now currently you're working with them, like 4 years, right? Or four to
Yes,
five,
4 years, 4 years.
4 years with them.
To be 4 years.
Okay.
So
So how they do to manage to balance the issue belong to them inside the company relate to the surrounding area, related to the pandemic, the pollution, construction, the rule and regulation, the order coming from the government. So this kind of how they they're productive, and then how they implement during the pandemic.
yeah, during as you know that Wilma is a multinational, international company,
Mm.
so they are really focused on the rules and regulation of the country that they are, and they are operating I think over 18 countries in the world. So they are really focused on the rules and regulation of the country. So regarding the pollution, regarding the construction, regarding the safety and everything, they are. I can say that they are class A of rules and regulations. So they follow the rules and regulation word by word.
Okay, so this is a very clear idea. So I have also as a opinion relating to my topic. So because my topic is like the effect of our the pollution during the COVID. So what do you think during the COVID or before the COVID? What the changes what happened to our environment for the pollution? So do you, as a overall, do you have any concrete about this topic?
You mean the as an environment for the global world?
Yeah, for the global war. Yeah.
I see a positive sign in the global world regarding pollution to the environment. Why? Because most of I can say that I've read a report saying that like 90% of the population of the world will stop during COVID-19. So when the population stops, there is no going out. So the pollution coming out of cars, like the CO2, the dioxide of carbon, that's going to the atmosphere reduces, and that reduces the pollution of our global earth. So we can say that there is good and bad in the COVID-19.
Okay.
Hope that answer my question.
Yeah,
Your
you
question.
answered very clear. I really to appreciate you, Engineer Muhammad Hassan, for your time and your commitment and your for full information about our topic. So this was
It's my
like,
pleasure, brother.
yeah. So this one, all the
It's
all.
my pleasure.
Okay, you're welcome. So all this kind of question is related about the interview. So everything will be documented as we profit as to achieve our assignment project, inshallah.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you,
Very,
inshallah.
very good luck to you, brother.
Okay,
And
inshallah we will.
hope to see you soon in Wilma.
Inshallah. Okay, inshallah. Thank you, Mr.
Okay, okay.
Engineer.
Thank you.
I wish you
Thank you. Thank you.
all the luck.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome.
Okay,
It's
Assalamu
my
alaikum.
pleasure. Very good, sir.